Okay, Daniel, do you want to introduce the podcast?
Yeah, sure. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to And That's Why We're Not Together, starring David McSavage and special guest Richard Sheehy.
And thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. I'll be honest, Daniel, I'm getting a bit of podcast fatigue.
Yeah, I understand.
Do you?
Yeah.
Did you hit a wall maybe 2 weeks ago? Or are you still at that wall?
Well, I tried to overcome it, so, but yeah.
Have you overcome it a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But I felt in our last podcast we were a little rusty or something.
Oh, we're always a little rusty, and there was a few. You see, people like you might read a negative comment or something by some fuckface, and you know it's very it's sapping of your confidence.
Yeah. Apparently we're wishy-washy.
Yeah, but I mean, you remember Debo was on the podcast, this woman Debo. Hello, Richie, I'll talk to you in a second, just shut up. And Debo was like, "Do you hear what they said about me?" And she was so affected by it. Like some people get really affected by comments.
Yeah.
But
it's hard not to, I think.
Yeah, well, as long as we can just continue what we're doing. I mean, if that's all it is, if that's the ecosystem that we're in, where just people can just say you're shit. That's okay. What can you do, Richie? You pile of shit. It's funny, yeah. It's very rare that you get people face to face saying, "I think you're disgusting." Oh no, sometimes we do get to get that. Anyway, Richie Sheehy is here, a comedian from Cork, and you were on the podcast a few weeks ago, basically.
Yeah, 5 or 6 weeks ago. Yeah.
And we were talking about you getting into trouble because you were making fun of your name, Sheehy.
Yeah.
And there was some kind of joke about pronouns or something, was it?
My name is Richie Sheehy. I come from a long line of transgenders. That's just a joke about my transcestors. That was the joke.
Okay, right. So it's a word play, and so and then you got kicked off a lineup or something, or
I got banned from a club.
Banned from a club. Okay. Yeah. So moving forward from that, you just did Edinburgh this year, and the name of the show you were doing it with Mark
O'Keefe, yeah.
And the name of the show was
Diddy Party.
Right, Diddy Party. And can we see the poster?
Oh, you sure can. Got a full size one right here.
Okay.
Is that?
Can you see that, Daniel?
Yeah.
There we go.
So Diddy Party, right? The world's greatest freak off. 11 p.m. Bar 50, July the 31st to August the 21st. So in the picture, you see all these people who might or might not have been at his Diddy parties.
Exactly, yeah.
Or were they at his party?
Well, no, some of them were. Like, it was known that Ellen was a good friend of his, and you've people like Usher, and then we kind of also just wanted to throw in others that we might be lampooning in the show. So you've got like Trump and Epstein. You've got a kind of an homage to our last show, which was the Prince Andrew Tate.
Okay, just wait a second. So you have here a picture of Puff Daddy with a pendant with what is that, Daniel? Baby oil.
Yeah.
And he's got suspicious looking excretions all over his excretions.
It's calm, yeah.
It's sperm on his chest. Now, Diddy Party. So what happened, Richie? Oh, just tell us the story as you tell us the story.
So we
went to Edinburgh.
We started the one really well. So first 10 days we sold every single ticket. Now there's 60 pre-sale tickets to go on sale, and then there's also 21 walk-in spaces. So for the first 10 days we sold every ticket, and then we were turning people away every day from the walk-in spaces. It was a great show. Everyone was enjoying it.
And what was the show exactly?
So the show really, because effectively it's just marketing. You're trying to Edinburgh.
So that's got nothing to do with the actual show, really.
No, not really.
It was just the show was a joke. Sorry, the show title was a piss take.
Yeah, of course. Because I mean, effectively, most of the material or all the material that I do during that show is lampooning predators and people like Diddy or Epstein and stuff like that. But he's not quite right, but he does his best. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the show's kind of like it was effectively like a lineup show, a compilation show. So like Mark would host it, do some stuff on Diddy, obviously mocking Diddy, and then we'd bring a couple of guest comedians on to do sets. A lot of them would do stuff that's kind of on Predators and stuff like that. So it somehow kind of held that theme, but also we don't police what any comedians want to do. Some would just go on and do their own material. But yeah, it was running great. We were kind of going, wow, we're probably going to sell out the entire run. And then one morning I woke up to an email and a text from the promoter of the Fringe saying, your show's offline, you need to come meet with me right now. So then we met with him and the venue to find out that a TikTok had gone viral from a lady who hadn't seen the show but was apparently disgusted by the name and the poster.
Right.
And she had then in her TikTok kind of riled up people to email the venue and to email the Fringe.
And what was her objection?
She was saying it was disgusting, and she was claiming that it was trivializing sexual assault and making fun of sexual assault victims. And then she also, in the comment to the TikTok, she was saying that the venue is not safe for women, which led to...
How did she come to that conclusion?
I mean, you know...
Because of that title?
Yeah, like even though the venue has no say in what shows are put into the venue, it's the Fringe promoter.
It's also a very, very, very serious accusation that she is saying that you are trivializing sexual assault and promoting or making
fun of sexual assault survivors. When
so it's a really seriously damaging.
Of course,
I mean, and I don't know. Yeah, go on.
And I mean, as well too, it was a lineup show. Actually, quite a lot of the comics that were on the show actually are survivors of sexual assault and talked about their own experience with being sexually assaulted in the show. So,
and I assume this lady didn't know about that.
Of course not. She didn't see the show, but so yeah, she riled people up trying to claim that Bar 50 is not safe for women, and then that led to a monthly corporate event pulling themselves from Bar 50. So then we'd have a meeting with the manager of Bar 50 and with the Fringe promoter. Our show was already offline. They were saying, look,
when you say your show's offline, oh, okay,
you couldn't. It was no longer on the Fringe website.
And who made that decision to take it offline?
It was the Fringe promoter had done it immediately once. Once the video become big enough, and then once they lost the corporate event. Like then they were like, okay, we need to meet with these lads and figure out what we're going to do moving forward.
The venue lost a corporate event.
The venue lost a corporate event, yeah.
It always strikes me, you know, the way, Daniel, you know, when people complain about something, but then, you know, the vast majority of people enjoy it, but nobody ever. Why isn't people's enjoyment of a thing taken as seriously as somebody being offended by something? Do you ever think about that?
Yeah, no, that's it. The negative voice always
drowns out.
Yeah, the positive, I think. Yeah, it always seems to be the way.
Okay, so you went to this meeting.
Yeah, and like in fairness, the manager of Bar 50 was stressed out of her mind. I think it was like the upper management, because it's a bigger company. We were told that they basically wanted just to show completely cancelled and pulled. But we've done this venue for the last 3 years, so they know who we are. They know we're all right guys, and they know the type of stuff we do. So, and like, I mean, also a staff member of Bar 50 did mention that they know who the girl is. They know she used to work in a bar across the road.
Can we show that clip of her? I mean, it's on TikTok, so we can show it.
Yeah, I can send it to you.
I'm not usually one to make like a big stink for no reason on social media, but I live in Edinburgh. It's the Fringe right now. There's a lot of Fringe shows going on. And if you're from Edinburgh, if you've been to the Fringe before, you know that people tend to make shows with stuff that are topical. It was a big trend for a while to make a show about Donald Trump when he was first elected. It's kind of part and parcel. However, last night I did see outside Bar 50 in the Cowgate, they had a poster, don't know if it's a Fringe show or like a themed night that they're having, but it was Diddy Party. And Diddy was there in his full glory, surrounded by, or maybe it was only one or two, I can't remember, but there were bottles of baby oil. I'm not even saying that you can't make a joke about things and that there are certain things that are completely off limits. I get it. Humour can be used as a mechanism to say something, whatever. This isn't saying anything. It's just pretty disgusting. And I know there's a lot of people that would be the kind of person to comment on this and say that it's a stretch and it's just a bit of fun. It's not that serious. But I don't understand when we stopped the cognitive process of being able to acknowledge that when you make a joke about something like a trial, this man was on trial for sex trafficking, and there is plenty evidence, video evidence of this man violently abusing, sexually abusing, and hosting parties in which the sexual violence and exploitation of women was the whole point of the party. That's all out there for everyone to see. So I think it's kind of disgusting, if I'm completely honest. Also, if you're going to make a joke about it, like I said, I don't think all jokes are off limits. Make a joke. Diddy Party with the baby oil. It's not funny. You've just actually picked something heinous and topical and decided to just put that on a poster because I guess that's funny enough. I'm not following. Yeah, do better. Shite chat. And again, I know there's a lot of people that might think this take is extremely sensitive, but the reality is there are people walking about the streets. There are a lot of people walking about the streets of Edinburgh right now because of the Fringe. And to so blatantly advertise that you're making a joke out of extreme sexual violence, it's just a shite look, to be honest.
So she worked in a bar across the street?
Yeah, like she doesn't currently work in that bar across the street, but the bar knew who she was, and they intimated that they knew that she had issues with the bar previously. So,
but why would she have issues with the bar if she doesn't own the bar across the street?
I mean, she obviously is just a person working across the road, living in Edinburgh. Who knows? I have no idea what issue she had or has with the bar. But that kind of speaks to a performative aspect to what she was doing.
So that you think that she was looking for a reason to attack these people. So it wasn't
100%.
necessarily. So yeah, because when I was looking at it, I was thinking, how would you be able to rile up support for being offended by that? I mean, this is a provocative. This is a provocative title of a show, and that's the joke in itself. It doesn't necessarily relate to the actual show or the theme or what the show is about.
It's like, obviously we weren't throwing an orgy.
Well,
you know what I mean?
What?
Obviously we weren't like, but we weren't throwing an orgy.
Yeah, but it's also in the Savage Eye, for instance, every episode, whatever the question was, why did the Irish drink so much? The Catholic Church would always feature as a reason for our problems. And the opening sequence in that chapter within the Savage Eye was of a priest chasing a child.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
And there was all these different versions of it, kind of like Wile E. Coyote, trying to capture the Roadrunner and except we always caught the child. And using Lucy's logic, you would say that we are promoting. I'm afraid we're promoting. We're promoting child sex abuse. It would also say that we're trivializing or making fun of the victims.
Yeah, no.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it is through comedy, transcending the horror of what those children had to suffer, and also the object of ridicule and attack is the priests and the cover-up. Sorry, I'm just in the background. There's drills going on next door. They're refurbishing the house. But and then I was thinking, well, what other artistic endeavors use these kind of strong images to attract people's attention? And then you have like a band like rock bands like Dead Kennedys. That refers to the fact that John Kennedy and Robert Kennedy both were assassinated.
Yeah.
So and
how dare they?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is a very heavy fucking title, but a great name, unfortunately, for a punk band. But are you saying that they are promoting the murdering of politicians? And then you have Joy Division. Joy Division, of course, refers to brothels within concentration camps during World War II. The Nazis used Jewish prisoners as sex slaves. That's Joy Division. And are you saying that members of Joy Division? You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, of course. They're trivializing sexual assault of concentration camps.
But so that's what I'm saying. I mean, anybody with life experience or with intelligence would think, well, this is so this is so wrong. Like how to be offended by this, but it got traction anyway, and she corralled people on her side. And we don't know how many people,
So like, there's kind of a lot to unpack with it. So like, yeah, it obviously got enough traction. It went viral on TikTok.
Her thing that went viral on TikTok.
Her thing went viral.
And I saw also her. She at the end of the video, she says, Lucy said about you. Or men do better. # men do better or something.
Yeah, she was like, shite chat, do better.
Shite chat. And there's this way of talking with young people. There's these little odd little phrases that are new, are known to young people. But there's no room for argument or discussion. They're very sort of repressive, closed down things. Shite chat.
Yeah,
that's
domineering.
It. And domineering. And it make people, oh, is it a shite chat? Oh, it's done and dusted. There's no...
Yeah.
Well, Lucy said it's shite chat.
Yeah.
Lucy says... And so people are go, oh, and it's also a way of separating... they form their own group, and this is how they communicate, and they understand that. And,
there's a couple of things to kind of bring up too, because it's like, at the Fringe... Like, it's quite fickle, the marketing. You're competing with thousands of other shows. You need to have a striking poster. But, like, as well as that, like, there's different crowds at the Fringe. You don't want the wrong people at your show. Like, especially, we're putting on some comics that are very dark. It's a late night humor and a dark comedy show. So we're putting on acts like that. We want to find the perfect crowd, the crowd that's going to come, that's not going to be offended by an actual rape survivor making a joke about herself being raped, which... we do have someone that has been raped on the show, that has been on a lot of times and talks about that. She's very funny. She's a very dark comedian. We don't want to have crowds like we want to deter some people. Like people like Lucy, if they see that and go, I don't like that. We don't want you at our show, because you're going to go and then you're going to give out about the comic that's making jokes about her own assault.
Well, you can't police who's coming to your show.
You can't police it, but you can try through the poster to get the right people. And I think we had done that perfectly, because we were selling out with the right crowds. And it's not that bad either. Like, it's clearly lampooning Diddy. So that's why I also kind of think it's like also kind of an attack on the genre of comedy, because what are we supposed to do with the Fringe to try promote the show that we're putting on? We're putting on a late night humor and a dark humored show. Like, because some people are going like, you could have called it this, and these lame stupid names that one person literally said, you should have put on it, this is satire. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'll explain it on the poster.
Well, I mean, I that's the thing, fear or the threat of cancellation, it makes people compliant, and it's also death to creativity. It's not a good atmosphere to be in. Like, obviously, I used to do this, and sometimes still do this, Bull Mick character who reacts to... He's so homophobic. He looks at homosexuals like he reacts like they're vampires or something. Now, to most sane people, he again is the target, ridiculing people who are afraid. Sorry, as I'm saying that, I'm just thinking most people who are actually afraid of homosexuals are actually afraid of their own homosexuality. That's what's really going on. And so they're trying to prove to themselves and the world that there's not an ounce of gayness in them. Because they're obviously having an internal struggle. And and those type of people are very funny, especially because I grew up with people like that. So this is but if people take the intention of it out of context, they take it literally, it just doesn't work.
Of course, yeah.
It's funny, I was watching a documentary about homosexuality in the 30s in London, and they didn't have the name homosexual back then, gay.
They had gays back in the 30s?
No, they did. They had gay people. They had gay people sorry, this homosexuality has existed since the dawn of time, right? But they didn't have the name for it.
Okay.
So, it wasn't like, Daniel, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, he's gay, he's homosexual. They didn't have those names.
Yeah.
I think gay came into the everyday parlance in the 50s or 60s maybe.
Oh,
60s.
right, okay. Because it meant happy before that.
Because
didn't
it meant happy.
Yeah.
So you'd hear, oh, we had a gay old time, and then suddenly you don't hear that anymore. It's interesting. This homosexual man was talking about the 30s in London. Well, we'd say, is he musical? Is he musical? That meant, is he gay?
That means he's gay. All right. Okay.
So he was talking about these guardsmen that he'd meet in Hyde Park who weren't homosexuals. Well, but they'd have sex with men, but they didn't see themselves as homosexuals. So there's no problem for them. They just, okay. And they were earning a bit of money to having sex with these posh English blokes. And, they just go, and then they just go about their lives and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's quite interesting, isn't it? Like, so because there was no identification as homosexuals, that it was just like, oh, it's just something some men do, whatever. It's not a big problem. I mean, you don't even, it's not, oh, he's gay. It's just like,
he's happy.
They can do it. They can. I don't know. Am I getting across a point, or am I going to have to cut all this out, Daniel?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes to what? I just thought it was an interesting point that
No, that's a fair point.
This could, I'm gay. I'm not gay. If there was none of these labels, none of these identifications, it'd be like, how are you, John? And then John and Michael could suck each other off or whatever, and then there wouldn't be like, oh Jesus, what have I done? I'm confusing myself. Nobody's jumping on board here, Daniel. Okay, so let's get back to the nitty gritty. So they cancelled the show.
So we're at the meeting, and so obviously you want to corral a lot of people, and then we also start getting like fucking in my message requests. I start getting this fucking abuse from morons. Like people from Portland are messaging me being like, you're disgusting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're getting all this fucking stupid abuse from people that don't even know what a Fringe Festival is. And as well, in the meeting as well, it was pretty funny. So they were saying, okay, look, they're like, we have to be able to put out a statement that the show's cancelled because we've lost this event. And, they're like, but they wanted to be fair to us because obviously as well, they knew that there was a performative aspect to this as well.
When I was growing up, it would have been older people who got offended, like an old guy or an old woman or whatever. And young people, it's like it's a 180-degree turn.
Yeah.
Now young people are like the old people of the past.
It's like that famous Doug Stanhope bit where he's talking about this next generation is going to be the first generation. He's like, my generation used to be fucking rock stars throwing TVs out of windows, and he goes, now people prefer you had a smoke on that patio. You know what I mean?
I don't know that Doug Stanhope show. But sorry, so you were saying, they were trying to be as fair as they could on.
But
they were afraid. They were afraid to not cancel the show though.
Yeah, and well, they had to pull the Diddy Party show. And the thing is, we couldn't say either about, because it's technically hearsay. All we could do was fight the arguments that she made about the show, rather than saying we know she has an issue with the bar, anyway, they had to pull the show, and then they say, look, we'll allow you put up a new show as long as the name is not controversial. Because we were like, we can go back to last year's show, the Prince Andrew Tate, which is an image of Prince Andrew.
Have you got that one?
I have a T-shirt.
So this is the show that you did last year in the same venue?
Yeah. As you can see, we've got a brand.
The Prince Andrew
Tate Appreciation Hour.
Well, again, there we go. I mean, for God's... Oh, so that's...
it's Prince Andrew and Andrew Tate.
Hold it the other,
this
other
one?
way, yeah. No, other way, yeah.
Like this?
Yeah.
To that camera there.
Yeah, so it's Prince Andrew and Andrew Tate kissing each other. I believe those men probably have homophobic streaks themselves. They wouldn't like to be depicted like this. So it's quite obvious again that we're not.
But also, you know, never complain, never explain. You can take it down now, Richie. Yeah. I mean, you can also. I mean, we really. I mean, the nature of stand-up, or of figuring stuff out, or finding the true punchline, you have to fuck up and you have to make mistakes. And that's why I love stand-up in general. The stage can be quite sacred, and and allowances can be made. But also, that great idea of being offended.
Yeah.
Nothing else needs to happen. Just sit with that feeling.
Yeah, of course.
It's a self. You know, we don't need to move on beyond that, and just be offended. It's okay.
Yeah.
Nothing needs to be done.
Yeah.
And there's degrees of. Offense. Obviously, some things are very egregious, but I mean, I don't know.
So then, effectively, anyway, so the show was offline for 2 days. We changed the name to Bad Boys Comedy Party because we were going, look, like that was the most we were allowed to do, and we were hoping that people would still know because Diddy is Bad Boy Records, so we're hoping that people still know this is the Diddy Party show. But our sales just tanked because we've lost our marketing. Our posters were ripped down by a mob, by Lucy's mob, which is just fucking insane. Like the manager of the venue goes, yeah, we have to take down all the posters, but luckily they've already done that for us. So they were going down and ripping down our posters. Then we can't use our flyers. We can't use our banner. We don't have posters, and that means we don't get poster space.
Well, you know, Ken Dodd had a little character called the Diddy Man.
No.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh shit, it's a pity. Because you could have just called it Diddy Man and had a picture of Ken Dodd.
They
wouldn't matter.
They were very like they were like no baby.
And also, you see, when somebody is so angry. And most people aren't angry. People get intimidated by it, and then they think, well, that person is so angry and so aggrieved that they must really have a point, and I don't really have a bone in this fight, so I'm just going to step back and be compliant. You know what I mean? It doesn't directly affect me
as well too. It's like she definitely convinced herself that she hates us because even though I do believe she was completely performative in a thing because so after the show gets pulled, she puts up a fucking post where she's giving the two of us the middle fingers. I can send that to you as well if you want to show it. And she writes in it like, I put up a TikTok calling out unfunny comedians who were poking fun at sexual assault survivors. 80,000 views in 3 days and the show's cancelled. Better luck next time, boys. And she's doing that to us. And I remember I felt so fucking low when I saw that because I wasn't even angry. I was just like, what the fuck is happening? Because it's like this person who doesn't know us. And
but it's strange. It's like she should be the kind of person that would be very much on your side. Like she would see the satire. She would see the sort of mad... society that we live in where people amass wealth and they get drunk on power and they do all kinds of...
Yeah, we're doing the opposite of what she's accusing us of. Yeah. And like, I mean...
But even still, even if you did fuck up and it is maybe distasteful, I mean, it doesn't matter whether I agree or disagree. The fact is, it is the Fringe. It's the festival. And,
of course.
And we're young. Like, she's young. What's the fuck? She's behaving like she's 78 in a nursing home or something.
And look, realistically, what we're actually doing is the opposite of what she's accusing us of doing. Because even on the day as well, this is when we were to walk to the meeting and we didn't know what was happening. At this point we didn't know that a TikTok had gone up, and we were talking to her, what the fuck, like what's happening? We thought it was Israel because both of us do anti-Israel, pro-Palestine, free Palestine stuff in the show as well. We actually had two different Palestinian descent audience members in the first couple of nights come to us and say, oh, really appreciate the ethos of your show. So we were like, fuck, did some Israeli come see the show and is this Mossad coming for us, But it turns out it wasn't. It was Lucy who, someone told me she has got a Palestine thing in her bio and stuff as well. So what she's stopping is literally something that's calling out predators, and that is we probably have the same views. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's wild.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but enough. Yeah, I know. Fuck. What do you think, Daniel? I mean,
Well,
you know,
was she
if you
perhaps incentivized to do this, if you think it was a performative, her objection to the whole thing.
oh, so somebody was behind her doing it, or she?
I don't know. Maybe.
Must have paid.
I think,
Big Diddy.
Well, I think the incentive was because the owners of the venue that Richie performed in knew of Lucy before she did the video, so they obviously had some beef, you know. So that was her incentive, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, is there anything like? Would you, when you see something, or have you seen something that you think, oh, that's in bad taste?
Well, I mean,
is there anything that's
I don't
riled
think-
you up?
I mean, like, I think Lucy doesn't need to be offended by the whole thing. Like, I mean, unless she's been personally affected, I don't think.
Oh, okay, right, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't know.
But even still,
But then
yeah.
is she speaking for all women? You know what I mean? As in, because also she's saying, "Oh, this like a lot of Diddy's targets were men as well. A lot of the sexual assault victims of Diddy were actually male. And I don't think women are so fragile that they can't see a poster that's clearly lampooning Diddy. Like, at what point do we sanitize everything? Do you know,
Well,
for some
also-
people it's
also-
exercising their own demons.
Also, I'd also have to say that comedy is fractured, and you have it is a spectrum, and then you have this style of comedy,
Yeah.
and then you have this style of comedy, and then you have you know mainstream, and people who like this style of comedy think that's all this shit. And maybe people who think that style is disgusting or whatever. But
then you're fucked if you're a dark comedian.
Well,
because-
no. But what I'm saying is, I think what also ostensibly they're complaining. Well, they just didn't find your poster funny, really.
Yeah.
Because if she did, she wouldn't have complained. So really, but that's the funny thing. Nowadays, I mean, it's great that we can contact each other internationally, but also it's terrible. So that you know, what should have been a local poster suddenly gets out to the masses, and then you have people in Portland going, "How dare you!" It's crazy,
Exactly,
isn't it?
yeah.
People in Portland, like, you know,
Yes.
it's like what the fuck, Mr. Person in Portland.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
is that a very
ridiculous shit.
liberal place? Is it?
It is, yeah. Like, there actually was a person from Portland that messaged me. Even though that is like the prime liberal place where they all have coloured hair and love polyamory, you know. But like, I mean, it's. I do think it's an attack on the genre, because what can you do as a dark comic? You know,
I wouldn't even.
as in to say that you can't put this up and you got.
No, but I mean, it's just, it's like,
you know?
it's you know, childish, maybe you could say, but it's kind of, I just think it's silly, it's funny, whatever. I mean, yeah.
I think
Diddy, like, honestly, Diddy Party, I can't even remember what I thought, oh yeah, that's, it probably made me go like this, look, when I heard Diddy Party, I went,
Yeah. But like, see, the thing is,
you know what I mean? But then you have to get a provocative title to
but
rouse
also
yourself.
for the Fringe, so first of all, for a comedy show, for a late night comedy show, you want to say that it's a good, fun atmosphere. So having party in the title is always good.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's very topical. It's Diddy. It feeds into the style of humor that we do.
Again, I think we're missing the point here. You don't need to justify it. You don't need to explain about the thing. The point is, even if it is distasteful or whatever, to some people who happen to like this style of comedy, you know, there's certain people who are very right on and they like stuff to just be very circumspect. I was going to say circumcised. Prescribed. It has to be prescribed in a certain way, and it can't lift over to this side, lift over the. And there's an irony, self-aware, a postmodern kind of, and it's all very kind of knowing and but quite aggressive in its own own little secret code. You know.
I mean, I can even say that I'm a victim of some of this, because you see that cum that's on his chest. Anytime I go to save a file on my computer now, I accidentally click into a folder that I still haven't deleted of just pictures of cum.
Yeah.
Because I was the one that put the cum on his chest, and I used different pictures of cum. And I swear to God, every time I accidentally click into it, because it's not named
But you see,
pictures of cum.
the thing is, Richie, there's an innocence to you, right? Like even when you told her that, and it's just like in a way, you know, you need to. People like you should be protected species. It's just like, you know, he's got goodwill, good intention. He can, you know, you're not like a fucking rocket scientist, but there's something, you know. Either am I, you know, we're in the same business, but it's like, you know, if this is the person that you perceive as your enemy, Jesus Christ, I mean, you're in a lot of trouble because you're not the enemy. I mean, there are actual people who are into this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? Who actually, well, you know, the fucking P. Diddy's or the Epsteins or whoever they fucking are. So I don't know. Okay, other than that, so how did the rest of the run go?
Yeah, so then look, we'd lost all our marketing, and the Fringe is very fickle. So then our sales just immediately tanked because like it became a big story in comedy, but the general civilians of Edinburgh and the Fringe just don't know about it. So when the new show's coming up, which was literally the same fucking show, but it's coming up as Bad Boys Comedy Party, and we went from selling 60 tickets and turning people away from the 21-person walking line every night to 15, 19, 24, 28. I think the highest we got. In fairness, on the following weekend, we still filled the room, not with the walking spaces, but with the 60. So we got to 60, not 81, but. Outside of those, the next Friday and Saturday, I think the highest we had pre-sold was 31, and it was usually closer to around 20. So we're losing 35 to 40 tickets a night on pre-sales, and then we're losing the 21 walk-ins. The standard of the walk-in crowd has changed because the show would sell out early in the day, and then people go, I want to get to this, there's walk-in spaces. So then you're turning people away because then they donate at the end, and also people that have paid for tickets top up at the end, and then they buy merch. So, and the average cost of like a pre-sale ticket, because people can choose 5, 7.50, 10, 12.50. Generally, it always averages out between £7 and £8. Yeah. So we're losing 35 to 40, like 7.50s a night effectively, and then we're losing their top ups. We're losing merch. We're losing the 21 walking spaces, which is usually about £150 a night. So, like, I calculated, and it's close to $6,000 in lost earnings that we lost.
Yeah, very, very,
and more so, we lost a joy of a show to perform.
But I think it was quite mean spirited.
We've also been defamed and maligned. I kind of forgot one of the funniest parts. So when the crowd were emailing the venue and the Fringe or whatever, someone emailed the venue telling them that we were doing blackface. They were dressing up as Diddy doing blackface. Okay. So they just had to ask us that to make sure we weren't doing that. And I was like, look, like that was once. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't. Yeah. That was a joke for anybody.
Oh, you see that comedian Drewski?
No.
He painted himself. He made himself look like a redneck.
Oh yes, I did see it.
Yeah.
So he dressed up like a white guy.
Yeah.
He's a black guy dressed up like a white guy.
Yeah. He did whiteface.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoever emailed that venue saying that, it's like they think they're in the right, and they're like, I'm going to do whatever I need to do. You know what I mean? To be on the right.
Oh yes, I remember.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with these?
But
people?
I remember what it is. But it just shows you it's a good lesson, and it's worked throughout history that only a small amount of very militant people can really effect change. Even though this is a very small example of it. But whatever the cause you have, or whatever the goal you want to achieve, you know, politically or whatever, if you can create some kind of argument against the person that you're fighting, and sort of make some kind of vaguely tenuous sort of offended thing and link it to that person, get a couple of people to contact whoever. I mean, it's just very effective. Small, really angry group of people can really make a big difference.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean,
but how do you? But I wonder, like, if you knew what you know now going into this Edinburgh, and you knew that you were going to get it. Is there any way that you could have put steps or blocks in place to defend yourself from what you knew was coming? Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
or is there?
We'd probably have to do something else on the poster, which would probably make it more lame. But the thing is,
what does she do?
The thing is, I kind of was adamant, and it was another part of because effectively when this happened, you're in crisis management because we're being defamed and maligned, but then also you know the way these things work. So I really, every single post I put out, I was calling for them. I was like, look, this is what's happening, especially because it was very inflammatory, her doing that to us. And I was like, look, every single post, every story, I was like, please don't abuse Lucy, please don't, because that it does no good, and it only feeds into what they want then as well, because then we get accused of allowing a dog pile.
Right.
So we constantly call for that, because at the end of the day, she thinks she's doing well, probably. She has to think she's doing well. I mean, because people are able to do these gymnastics in their mind.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So she I feel sorry for her.
You feel sorry for her, even though she's.
I feel sorry for her that she is this, because she thinks she's doing well, and this is her little kind. It's like, what are you?
So did you see any good shows, or did you get any good reviews, or?
I mean, we still had good shows. We did get a review towards the end of the Fringe that hasn't actually. I got sent it yesterday. It was like a 4-star review, but we still had good, enjoyable shows. They just weren't as electric as what they used to be. I obviously saw a lot of great shows at the Fringe. I mean, the thing is, what we did after then, so after the cancellation, we were like, how do we drum up knowledge? And so we put out a statement and a video explaining the situation, and we tried to be very careful and delicate with it, but still, so we kind of did a video where it's like, I'm straight man, Mark's funny man, because you need to get a lot of information out, but you still want it to be funny.
Did you look at show titles to see if they were offensive, in the same line as yours?
It's very funny you say that. I don't know how I didn't bring this up. So when we were in the meeting with the manager,
you were showing them show titles.
No, Old Bar 50. She was going. Oh, look, I mean, there's plenty of people that are doing shows based on awful people. And she goes, look at that. And she just points at a poster, and she's like, there's people doing this show called Best Kanye Tweets. And that was our housemates. And we were just trying not to laugh, and we're like, Jesus Christ,
I see, right.
Yeah, it's effectively the same core group putting on these shows.
Were there any other show titles that were contentious? Contentious.
There was a show about Shannon Matthews. There was a theatre show about the disappearance of Shannon Matthews.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
It was this kid that, it was one of those cases where, this kid went missing, this child, maybe 15 years ago, and then it turned out that the mother was hiding the kid in the basement for, a month or something like that. And I don't know the case too much, but that's too general.
But using the logic of this complaint towards you and the title of your show, you could use that same logic, and you could say Roberto Benigni's film Life is Beautiful, which was such a beautiful film. You could say it's trivializing.
Yeah, of course.
The horror of what people went through in World War II and the Holocaust. To me, that film was a kind of almost like a fairy tale, a horrible, grim fairy tale about a father protecting his child from awfulness and horror in the world. But using that logic, you could say, anyway, I just said what I said. But art and performance and creativity, it has to be a bit messy and fuck up from time to time. It's none of your business, really.
I just think it's scummy to be trying to come after a business as well, because that manager of our 50 was stressed out of her mind, because I think even the not cancelling the show, she was worried about that, as in by giving us another spot, because she was clearly told from above to just pull it, and it's very unfair on them, because they're already having a stressful enough month with all that's going on. And also the idea that the place is not safe for women is just preposterous. There's 80% female staff, female manager, female supervisor, female security guard. And we know these people. We've worked with them for years. They're the loveliest bunch of staff. You know what I mean? And then this is just put on them, this unnecessary stress. And it's this is all done from someone who just wants to I don't know what they have against them, but they just want to cause this issue. And they have to know that it's like the manager of R50 had nothing to do with the shows that were programmed. It was the Fringe promotion, you know? Which, and obviously it was all okayed because it's not even that fucking bad. Come on. It's funny. I don't give a fuck. It's funny.
Where would the Fringe show titles be? Is it still...
yeah, I think British Comedy Guide always has an archive list anyway, but like there's thousands of shows.
Okay, so I've just looked up Edinburgh show titles. A play about feet. Well, let's try and get offended with that, Daniel. A play about feet. I mean, I think, to be quite honest, that decompartmentalization of the human body, I mean, feet are part of the body. Just to concentrate on the feet is quite disrespectful to the rest of the body, and it promotes body dysmorphia.
There was a show that they actually messaged us because they got in trouble. They didn't get their show cancelled, but their show was called How to Kill Your Landlord.
Right, well, again...
And then a landlords association.
Okay, listen, here we go.
Tried to get it pulled.
Venue 45. Do astronauts masturbate in space? Can we move on from all this bullshit?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, Lisa Casey told me about this now. This is Character AI, where you can type in somebody that you've always wanted to talk to and have a conversation with them. I'm blown away by this. So we're now gonna have an interview with John Lennon. Now I don't know how to do this now. And now we can speak to the spirit of John Lennon.
We're getting into the woo-woo.
I'd say good luck to you, David, and I can't wait to see the new show.
Wow, John Lennon, I can't believe you're finally... I'm actually getting emotional. You're on the actual podcast, and that's why we're not together. Thank you so much. How are you, John?
I'm brilliant, David. I appreciate your support.
I've always supported you, John. I was so upset when you got killed in 1980. How are you now?
I'm brilliant, David. This one.
Sorry, John, I didn't understand that. Can I talk to you about the affair you had with May Pang? How did that affect your relationship with Yoko Ono?
You mean the affair that never happened? It had no effect on my relationship with Yoko because it never existed. It was pure media fantasy.
But I've seen... God, I can't believe I'm actually getting into an argument with John. John, I've seen videos of you with May Pang. You obviously did have sex with her.
David, look, you're not the only one who's had an affair, okay? I was in the Beatles and everyone wanted a piece of me, and you know what I'm saying, I could have had my pick of pretty much any lady on the planet. But you know what, it's all overrated. When you find the one who really matters, the one you really love, and the one you're truly destined to be with, why would you risk losing that? That's why I...
Okay, sorry to interrupt. I'm actually interrupting. Yeah, but... Sorry, John, I'm just so overexcited. Oh, fuck all that. Listen, what's your favourite Beatles song?
I have lots of them, but I would go for, I'd say, Across in the Universe.
Oh, my favourite is Day in the Life.
That is also one of my favourites. There is no bad song. The only song I wasn't that happy about was Yellow Submarine.
What was it about Yellow Submarine that you didn't like, John? John? Is he still thinking?
I just thought it was very kiddie. It was a great hit, but as opposed to being a great song, it was just a good novelty record.
So I have a friend with me here. He was at a comedy festival and his show got cancelled because somebody found the name of his show offensive. What do you think of that?
People are way too easily offended these days. You know, political correctness has got way too extreme. We live in a very intolerant world.
Thank you, John. I've always loved you.
Well, I appreciate that, David. I appreciate that more than you know. I've always loved you back. Yeah, I said there's a long love you back, and he.
Sorry, John, I couldn't understand you there. Anyway, look, it's so nice to talk to you, John Lennon. I hope things are well with you. Oh, yes, what do you think of the rock band Oasis?
I think they're okay. I think they're definitely influenced by the Beatles, which is really nice because I think bands like the Kinks and the Beatles and people like that had a lot of influence on Oasis. In fact, they've admitted it. They've admitted it.
John, can you do something for me? Can you make sure that you, in your travels, don't go leaving any portals open?
I assure you that no portals will be left open.
Okay, John, hopefully I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for being on the show. I'm here with my son, Daniel, and he's also a big fan of yours, although I'm a bigger fan. But would you say hello to my son, Daniel?
Hi, Dan. You have a terrific dad there. Be proud of him.
John, one last thing. This is Richie Sheehy speaking here. I'm the guy with the show that got cancelled. Would you suggest that I'm kind of punk rock? Because I think I'm kind of punk rock like.
Yeah. You sound kind of punk rock to me, Richie.
Lovely.
Yes, well, do you want to know what the name of Richie's show was that got cancelled in Edinburgh Comedy Festival this year?
Yes, I would love to know. And it's kind of...
Okay, the name of the show that got cancelled this year was Diddy Party.
Now, how could that have got cancelled? I don't understand. What's offensive about Diddy Party?
Well, Diddy Party, there was a lot of stuff that went on within those parties, like sexual assault, right? What else?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I'm actually not an expert on Diddy
parties.
parties.
Nothing to do with the actual Diddies. They're not the ones engaging in the sexual assaults. Why penalise the Diddies because of what might have happened at their parties?
Oh no, I think we need to stop talking to John Lennon.
Who was your favourite comedian? Was it Ken Dodd?
I'm a big fan of Ken Dodd, yes, but he's retired now. So now I'd say it's either Frankie Boyle or Kevin Bridges. But I don't think Kevin's that funny.
Wait a second. Do you like David McSavage, the comedian from Ireland?
I do like McSavage. I like the way he talks. But his material can be a bit hit and miss.
I was dreaming of the past, and my heart was beating fast. I began to lose control. I began to lose control.
Good. You can't be in control all the time, you know? It's a good thing to get out of control sometimes.
Okay, for next year's Fringe Festival, have you got a good title for a comedy show for my friend Richie? Something dark and a bit twisted.
Well, I think Diddy Party is a great title. I think you should still do that. Don't cancel it.
Yeah, okay, John, but unfortunately, the powers that be in Edinburgh decided that that show was not the appropriate title. So can you come up with another title, another suggestion, perhaps?
I understand. Let me think. I'm thinking. Oh, wait. How about doing a show called Cancel Culture Sucks? You can base it on the fact that your show got cancelled.
Okay, better title than that. Something kind of with a dark comedy title about people who are mean-spirited.
Oh, okay. How about I've got a bone to pick with you?
Okay, John, sorry to bother you and everything. It's so nice to talk to you. I'm such a huge fan. Thank you for all your music.
Thank you for all your support. In every forest, and just in the phone time.
Well, there you have it, folks. Yeah. John Lennon gave advice to Richie Sheehy.
He said, "I'm punk rock," and that's the one thing at least.
Who else? Just we'll have one last person to talk to. You pick someone, Richie, that you'd like to talk to that's long dead.
That's long dead.
Or a performer. Michael Jackson. Who would you like to talk to?
You go with Jackson if you want, or Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Hi, Freddie. My name is David. I'm doing a podcast right now. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you, David. It's a pleasure to meet you. And I must say, doing a podcast about me, I'm quite flattered.
Okay, Richie, ask him a question.
How's it going, Freddie? This is Richie Sheehy here. Do you think I'm punk rock?
Richie, it's a pleasure to hear from you too. Punk rock, huh? Just as funk, Rachel, does it? Well, I believe punk rock is all about rebellion and expressing yourself genuinely. If you're true to yourself and your music is authentic, then you're pretty punk rock in my book.
I'll take that, Freddie. Thanks a million. How did you do that? I heard you recorded with Michael Jackson an album that didn't come out because Michael Jackson had a pet llama. Can you tell me about that experience?
The album with Michael Jackson. It was an incredible experience. We had so much fun working together. He had a pet lava lamp named Lava, and we had a blast playing and recording with it. Sadly, the album never came out, but the memories and the music we created together were quite unforgettable.
Freddie, I heard that you quit because Michael Jackson had a pet llama and it was very smelly and shitting all over the place, and that you couldn't deal with Michael Jackson's pet llama. Would you like to answer those accusations?
Oh, please. Accusations about a llama. That's quite ridiculous. I mean, sure, llamas can be a bit smelly, but I can handle much more than that. And let's be honest, who hasn't had a bit of a messy situation in the studio? It's part of the creative process.
I want to break free. I want to break free.
Yes, let's break free and rock the world. Okay. I Want to Break Free is all about being true to yourself and escaping the limitations of society. It's time to embrace freedom and express ourselves boldly. Are you with me, folks?
Yes, I am with you. Hey, Freddie, I just like to say thank you very much for being on the podcast, and also like to say thank you, Richie Sheehy, and thank you, Daniel. Freddie, would you have a message for our listeners, something positive, and say goodbye to them and thank them for watching our podcast, please?
Of course. To all your listeners out there, I want to say thank you for tuning in and supporting this podcast. Your energy and passion are what keeps the music alive. Keep rocking, keep expressing yourselves, and never let anyone dull your sparkle. Stay true to yourselves and let the music move you. And remember, life is too short to be ordinary. So go out there and make every moment extraordinary. This is Freddie Mercury signing off. Thank you.